You may feel fine today. You may think, I eat well, I walk a little, I'm doing all right for my age. But here's the truth. I need you to hear just because you feel okay doesn't mean your muscles are, and if you're over the age of 60, your body is already fighting a silent battle every single night. Let me ask you something. Do you wake up in the morning feeling a little weaker than the day before? Is getting up from a chair tougher now? Do stairs feel steeper than they used to? You're not imagining it. You're not just getting older. You're losing muscle slowly, silently, every single night you sleep. According to a 2023 report published by Johns Hopkins Medicine, more than 30% of older adults suffer from sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. And most of them don't even know it's happening. Until it's too late. Now, here's what they never tell you. While your body sleeps, it goes into a fasting state. And if you don't give it the right kind of fuel before bed, your body starts breaking down muscle to survive. Let that sink in, the very muscle that keeps you standing, walking, breathing. Your body cannibalizes it in the dark hours of the night. And you know what that leads to: falls, fractures, hospital stays, and eventually, loss of independence. I've seen it far too many times in my practice. Men and women who used to drive, dance, even garden. Now, I struggle just to get out of bed. Not because of old age, but because no one ever taught them how to eat to protect their muscles. So, today, we change that. I'm going to walk you through 10 critical mistakes older adults make before bed that are quietly destroying their muscle strength. And I'll show you what to eat instead: real, simple, affordable foods backed by science and by my own 30 years of medical experience. But first, tell me something. If you've ever felt your legs getting weaker or your balance starting to fade, type the number 1 in the comments. And if you're still feeling strong but want to stay that way, type 0. I read every comment. This channel is our community, and you matter here. If what I'm saying already hits close to home, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, because what you learn today could change your next 10 years. Let's get started. Number 1. The silent epidemic. How sarcopenia is stealing your strength and independence. Let me tell you something that most people, even many doctors, don't talk about openly. It's called sarcopenia, a slow, invisible erosion of your strength. If you're over the age of 60, this isn't just something that might happen someday. It's likely happening right now inside your body, whether you feel it or not. Sarcopenia means age-related muscle loss. But the real danger isn't the word, it's what it silently takes from you. Your balance, your ability to get out of a chair without pushing off, your confidence to take the stairs without holding the railing, and eventually, your independence. According to the CDC, 1 out of every 4 Americans aged 65 or older experiences a fall each year. Let me say that again, 25% of people over 65 fall every year. And falls are not minor. They are the number 1 cause of serious injury and death in older adults. That's not just statistics. That's a crisis. And in many cases, it starts with muscle loss. No one noticed? Let me share with you the story of one of my patients. I'll call him Frank, 74 years old, Vietnam vet. Built his own house with his bare hands. But over the last year, Frank started needing more help to stand up. Then came the walker. Then came the fall in his own kitchen while trying to open a jar. The man who once carried lumber on his shoulders couldn't lift his own body off the floor. His muscles had been shrinking for years quietly while he was sleeping, and no one told him it could have been prevented. That's what makes sarcopenia so cruel. It doesn't make headlines. It doesn't scream. It just takes 1 inch of strength at a time until it's too late. Now, here's the good news. Sarcopenia is not inevitable. You can fight it. You can reverse it. But you have to start by knowing the enemy. And the real enemy. It's not just age. It's the nightly habit of not feeding your muscles before bed. When your body runs out of nutrients at night, it breaks down muscle tissue to keep your organs going. Every night this happens, you lose just a little more strength. And over the course of a year, that can mean losing up to 8% of your muscle mass. You deserve better than that. You deserve to stay strong, independent, and pain-free for as long as possible. So now that we understand the threat, let me show you exactly what to do before bed to protect your muscle strength, stop the silent breakdown, and wake up stronger, not weaker. But first, tell me in the comments, have you or someone you love ever experienced a fall after 60? Just type yes or no. Let's bring this into the light because silence is what this enemy feeds on. Number 2. Bedtime protein, the forgotten pillar of muscle health. You want to know the single most overlooked reason why older adults lose muscle even if they eat 3 meals a day? Because they go to bed with an empty tank. Let me explain it clearly. When you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, your body's ability to build and repair muscle, what we call muscle protein synthesis, is not what it used to be. In fact, research from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism shows that muscle building efficiency in older adults can drop by up to 30% compared to younger adults. Now, combine that with this fact: while you sleep, your body enters a fasting state, no food, no fuel, your cells still need energy. And if there's not enough protein circulating in your system, your body starts breaking down your own muscles to feed itself. It doesn't matter if you had steak at 6 p.m. By midnight, your muscles are starving, and by morning, they're weaker than the night before. This is what doctors call nocturnal catabolism, muscle breakdown, that happens overnight due to lack of fuel. And yet, most older adults go to bed without any protein at all. They have a piece of toast, a banana, maybe nothing. That's like putting your car in the garage with the gas light on and expecting it to be full in the morning. Listen carefully. Without nighttime protein, you're silently losing muscle every single night. You don't feel it after one night, but over weeks, months, years. That's when sarcopenia sets in. This is not about building bodybuilder muscles. This is about being able to stand up from a chair without effort, hold your balance in the shower, walk into your kitchen without wobbling. These are the muscles that let you live, and if you don't feed them before bed, you're slowly giving them away. Now, what kind of protein works best at night? It must be slow digesting, because the goal is to drip feed your muscles with amino acids over the course of 6 to 8 hours. Fast proteins like chicken or white fish are great during the day, but at night, your body needs fuel that stays with you while you sleep. That's where specialized foods come in high casein dairy, gelatin-rich bone broths, plant proteins with natural fats, even select protein drinks formulated for nighttime use. And here's something you won't hear from just anyone. Even if you don't feel hungry, even if you don't like eating late, your muscles are hungry. Your job is to feed them, because once you've lost strength, regaining it is 10 times harder than keeping it in the first place. So, tonight, make a choice. Don't let your muscles shrink silently while you sleep. Give them what they need to fight back. Before we move on to the exact foods you should consider, I want to ask you, have you ever skipped dinner or gone to bed on an empty stomach thinking it was harmless? Let me know in the comments, because that single habit could be costing you more than you realize. Number 3, dangerous night foods. 4 common evening habits that destroy muscle while you sleep. Let me tell you this loud and clear. There are foods you think are light or healthy that are secretly working against your body after age 60, especially when you eat them before bed. Now I know what you might be thinking, but I don't eat junk food at night. I just have something light so I don't feel too full. But here's the truth. Even the most innocent nighttime snacks can quietly accelerate muscle loss, inflammation, and sleep disruption, the exact things we must avoid after 60. Let's break down 4 dangerous evening eating habits that many older adults fall into, and what they're actually doing to your body when the lights go out. 1 sweet fruit after dinner: bananas, grapes, mango slices, dried apricots. Sounds healthy, sure, in the daytime, but at night, that natural sugar can spike your insulin and shut down your body's ability to repair muscle. Why? Because insulin, the hormone that processes sugar, interferes with growth hormone, which is crucial for muscle rebuilding during sleep. When insulin goes up, growth hormone goes down. Result: less muscle repair, more nighttime fat storage. 2 white carbs or toast with tea, a slice of white bread, a rice cracker, maybe a muffin. These low-protein, high-carb snacks digest fast and leave you with unstable blood sugar during the night. That spike and crash effect. It triggers cortisol, your body's stress hormone. And cortisol doesn't just disturb sleep, it breaks down muscle for energy. That's the last thing you want when you're trying to stay strong. 3 milk with added sugar or artificial flavors. Many seniors believe warm milk at night helps with sleep, and it can, but only if it's clean, unflavored, and without added sugar. Most store-bought milk drinks or nut milks are loaded with cane sugar, synthetic vanilla, or gums. These additives cause bloating, inflammation, and worst of all, they block the slow protein absorption you need at night. Your goal is to feed muscles, not trick your brain with sweetness. 4. Going to bed on an empty stomach. This one might surprise you. Many older adults, especially those trying to manage weight, skip dinner or go to sleep after just a small snack. They believe it's lighter or better for digestion. But here's the reality without fuel. Your body enters a catabolic state, eating away at muscle to survive. And worse, sleeping on an empty stomach can disrupt deep sleep and leave you feeling even more fatigued and weaker the next day. Let me be crystal clear. After the age of 60, your body cannot afford these nighttime mistakes. What you eat in that final hour before bed is no longer optional. It's critical. You're either feeding your strength or feeding your decline. This isn't about fear. It's about power. It's about taking control of your aging, not letting it control you. So now, I want you to look back at your last 7 nights. How often did you eat one of those 4 things? Be honest. Tell me in the comments which of these habits do you recognize in yourself? Fruit at night, white carbs, sugary milk, or nothing at all? Let's talk about it, because awareness is the first step toward healing. In the next part, I'll walk you through the exact foods you should eat before bed to reverse muscle loss and wake up with energy. But first, let's clean up these common mistakes one habit at a time. Number 4. 3. Muscle-saving foods to eat before bed after 60. It's time to shift from damage to defense, from decline to rebuilding. Because the truth is, this you can protect and even restore your muscle mass starting tonight. And you don't need expensive powders, injections, or gym memberships to do it. You just need the right foods, eaten at the right time. Here are the first 3 powerful foods I recommend to nearly every patient over the age of 60 who is serious about staying strong, steady, and independent. Let's get into it. 1. Bone broth or grass-fed. Gelatin. This is one of nature's oldest and most healing nighttime remedies. Bone broth, when made slowly from grass-fed beef or chicken bones, is rich in type I and type 2 collagen, the very proteins that keep your muscles, joints, and connective tissue strong, but there's more. Bone broth is also packed with glycine and proline amino acids your body uses for rebuilding tissue, calming the nervous system, and improving sleep quality. Why does this matter? Because most of your muscle regeneration happens at night during deep sleep. And glycine doesn't just help you sleep deeper, it lowers nighttime inflammation, which is one of the hidden drivers of muscle loss. You want your body to focus on healing, not fighting inflammation while you rest. A cup of warm bone broth 30 to 60 minutes before bed gives your muscles exactly what they need to rebuild quietly while you sleep. Just make sure it's homemade or slow cooked. Avoid powders with added MSG, sugar, or artificial flavors. Those do more harm than good. If you don't like bone broth, try grass-fed gelatin in warm water or tea. It's lighter, but delivers many of the same benefits with less volume. 2. Plain, low-fat cottage cheese. I call this the sleeper's steak because cottage cheese is rich in casein protein, the slowest digesting protein available in whole food form. It provides a steady release of amino acids for up to 8 hours, which is exactly what older adults need to prevent muscle breakdown overnight. It's also rich in calcium, vitamin B12, and tryptophan, the same amino acid found in turkey that supports restful sleep. Half a cup of plain cottage cheese contains about 13 grams of protein, just enough to trigger muscle repair without overloading your digestion. Stick to unsweetened, organic, grass-fed varieties if possible. Avoid the flavored types; they're often loaded with sugar and gums that harm gut health. Want more texture or flavor? Sprinkle cinnamon, add a few chia seeds, or mash in some banana slices. Just don't add too much sugar that cancels out the benefit. 3. Tempeh, the muscle-saving protein for plant-based seniors. If you prefer a plant-based option, tempeh is one of the best nighttime muscle protectors out there. Why? Because it's fermented soy-rich in complete protein and easier to digest than regular tofu or beans. Tempeh also contains probiotics that promote better nutrient absorption and reduce inflammation, two key factors in preserving muscle after 60. Plus, it's packed with calcium, magnesium, and plant-based iron, all essential for joint support and healthy muscle contractions. To get the most out of tempeh, avoid the deep-fried or heavily flavored versions. Stick with organic, lightly steamed or sautéed options. 3 to 4 ounces of tempeh eaten about 1 hour before bed can provide powerful overnight support for your muscles. You don't need all 3 every night. Choose the one that fits your digestion, your taste, and your lifestyle. But choose something, because doing nothing means muscle breakdown wins. Before we move on to the next 3 muscle-protecting bedtime foods, I want to hear from you. Which of these would you be willing to try this week? Bone broth, cottage cheese, tempeh. Tell me in the comments, and if you've used them before, share your experience. You never know who you'll inspire. Number 5. 3 more foods that fight muscle. Loss while you sleep. In the last part, we talked about bone broth, cottage cheese, and tempeh, powerful tools that older adults can use before bed to slow down, or even reverse in muscle loss. Now, let's take it a step further. Because if you're serious about protecting your strength, stability, and independence, these next 3 foods may become your new nighttime allies. 4. Hard-boiled eggs. Simple, compact, and powerful. Don't let their small size fool you. Hard-boiled eggs are one of the most complete natural protein sources on the planet. 1 egg gives you about 6 grams of high-quality protein, along with vitamin B12, choline, selenium, and most importantly, leucine. Leucine is the trigger amino acid that activates muscle protein synthesis. In simpler terms, it flips the switch that tells your body, build and repair muscle now. And as we age, our bodies become less responsive to leucine, which means we need more of it to get the same benefits. That's why eggs are so valuable before bed. They're easy to digest, low in sugar, and give your muscles exactly what they need to start rebuilding overnight. Just eat 1 or 2, 30 to 60 minutes before bed. No sauces, no mayo, no toast. Keep it clean, and let your body do the rest. 5 sardines in olive oil, the underrated muscle protector. I know what you're thinking. Sardines, before bed. Yes, and here's why. Sardines are one of the richest sources of omega-3 fatty acids and complete protein in a single, compact serving. Omega-3s help lower chronic inflammation, improve sleep quality, and most importantly, preserve muscle mass, especially in older adults. According to a 2020 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, seniors who consumed protein plus omega-3s before bed had a 34% increase in overnight muscle protein synthesis compared to those who didn't. That's not a small difference, that's a game changer. Sardines also contain vitamin D, calcium, and B vitamins, nutrients essential for energy, bone strength, and cellular repair. Buy them in extra virgin olive oil, not water or soybean oil. Olive oil slows digestion just enough to provide your body with a slow-release fuel through the night. Eat about half a can to 1 can 1 hour before bed. Simple. No fancy prep. Just open the tin. Add a squeeze of lemon, and your muscles will thank you. 6. Greek yogurt, the gut-friendly powerhouse. Greek yogurt is not just a breakfast food. It's a nighttime recovery weapon, especially for those over 60. Why? Because it contains casein protein, just like cottage cheese, which helps drip amino acids into your muscles throughout the night. But Greek yogurt goes a step further. It also provides probiotics, healthy bacteria that improve digestion, reduce gut inflammation, and help your body absorb more nutrients from the foods you eat. That means more calcium, more magnesium, more B12, and more of it going where it needs to go. Greek yogurt also contains tryptophan, which helps your brain produce serotonin and melatonin, two key hormones for deep, restorative sleep. Look for plain, unsweetened, full-fat Greek yogurt. Avoid fruit-flavored versions that are loaded with sugar. Eat 1/2 to 1 cup, 30 to 60 minutes before bed. If you want variety, add crushed walnuts, cinnamon, or a drizzle of raw honey, but keep it minimal. So now we've covered 6 powerful, science-backed foods to protect and rebuild muscle while you sleep. But remember, this isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Choose 1 or 2 of these foods. Rotate them, experiment, find what works for your body, your sleep, and your digestion. Because you don't need to feel weaker every year. You don't have to accept muscle loss as your fate. You can fight back, starting with your next meal. Tell me in the comments, which of these 3 foods would you be willing to try tonight? Hard-boiled eggs, sardines, Greek yogurt. Let's keep this conversation going because strong muscles mean a strong life. Number 6. Nighttime drinks that relax your body and rebuild your muscle. By now, you've seen how nighttime protein can protect and rebuild your muscle mass after the age of 60. But what if I told you there are 2 simple drinks calming, healing, and delicious that can boost muscle repair, reduce inflammation, and help you sleep deeper and wake up stronger? Because while food is fuel, liquid nutrition unlocks absorption faster and more gently, especially for aging digestive systems. Let's explore 2 powerful nighttime drinks I recommend to many of my patients, especially those who struggle with stiffness, cramps, restless sleep, or inflammation-related weakness. 7 Turmeric milk, the golden drink that fights nighttime. Pain. Turmeric milk isn't just a wellness trend. It's an ancient remedy now proven by modern science for calming the body and repairing the tissues while you sleep. The secret lies in curcumin, the active compound in turmeric. Curcumin is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories on Earth. According to Nutritional Neuroscience Journal 2022, older adults who drank a protein-rich turmeric beverage at night reported 32% more muscle protein synthesis, less joint pain, and improved sleep quality. That's not just comfort, that's clinical progress. Warm milk, whether from dairy, almond, or oat, already contains casein protein and calcium, great for muscle and bone. But when you add a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric and a pinch of black pepper, you unlock curcumin's absorption. Drink it 30 to 45 minutes before bed. If you like, add a small drop of raw honey, just enough to cut the bitterness. It's soothing, it's healing, and it works. 8. Tart cherry juice, the natural sleep and muscle recovery booster. This one surprises a lot of people, because most of us think of cherry juice as just another fruit drink. But tart cherry juice, not the sweet kind, is rich in anthocyanins, melatonin, and natural antioxidants that directly improve both sleep and muscle recovery. In a 2019 study published by the International Society of Sports Nutrition, people over the age of 50 who drank 4 to 6 ounces of tart cherry juice at night experienced a 15% increase in sleep quality, a 33% reduction in morning stiffness, and significantly improved inflammation markers. Why does this matter? Because the better you sleep, the more effectively your body can rebuild lost muscle and reduce pain. Tart cherry juice naturally stimulates melatonin production, helping you enter deep restorative sleep, where the real healing begins. The drink also helps regulate blood sugar and calm your nervous system, especially important for seniors who struggle with overnight wake-ups or light sleep. How to use it? Drink 4 to 6 ounces of unsweetened tart cherry juice, about 30 to 45 minutes before bed. Make sure the label says tart and 100% juice, not cherry cocktail, or added sugar blends. It's a small glass, but a big step towards stronger mornings. Remember this. If your nights are restless, your mornings will be weak, but if you sleep deep, your muscles can heal. That's why I tell my patients night is not just for rest, it's for repair. So tell me this, have you ever tried turmeric milk or tart cherry juice before bed? If not, which one sounds more like your style? Drop your answer in the comments, because sometimes the smallest sips bring the biggest returns. Number 7. The one protein that outperforms prescription drugs in muscle repair after 60. If you've made it this far, it means one thing. You're serious about protecting your body. You want strength, you want stability, you want to wake up in the morning and feel powerful again. And there's one final tool in our nighttime muscle-saving toolkit. One that, believe it or not, has outperformed even some prescription medications in clinical trials. It's whey protein isolate. Yes, I'm talking about a drink, but not just any drink. This one is backed by real science and results that matter after the age of 60. The clinical breakthrough that shocked the medical community. In a clinical trial published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, older adults were given a single serving of whey protein before bed, no exercise required. What happened? They experienced a greater increase in overnight muscle protein synthesis than those who took prescribed muscle-boosting medications. Yes, more muscle built overnight with a simple shake than with pills. Let me repeat that. More muscle gained, less money spent, fewer side effects. That's not hype. That's science. And the secret behind whey's power, leucine. Whey is one of the richest sources of leucine per gram, the amino acid that directly activates muscle building in aging bodies. It gets absorbed fast, it goes straight to work, and it feeds your muscles at the exact time they need it while you sleep. How to use whey protein at night without gaining weight or causing bloating. Here's the trick. Not all protein powders are created equal. You want whey protein isolate, not concentrate. Why? Because isolate contains more protein, less lactose, and fewer impurities, making it gentler for older digestion. What to do? Mix 1 scoop, about 25 to 30 grams, with water or unsweetened almond milk. Drink it 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Avoid powders with added sugars, artificial sweeteners, or thickeners like carrageenan or gums. If you want flavor, add a drop of vanilla extract, a pinch of cinnamon, or 1 teaspoon of raw cacao powder. This is not about drinking a shake like you're a bodybuilder. This is about giving your body exactly what it needs to stay mobile, pain-free, and independent. What if you're lactose intolerant? Good news. Whey protein isolate contains almost zero lactose, especially if it's microfiltered or hydrolyzed. Still unsure? Look for products labeled lactose-free or try plant-based protein. Blends rich in pea protein and rice protein. They're not as powerful as whey, but still better than going to bed empty. Why this matters? Now, not later. After the age of 60, your muscle loss accelerates if left unchecked. And by the time you notice weakness, it's often already advanced. But you can take back control quietly, nightly, simply, by giving your body the tools it needs to rebuild while you rest. So, now I'll ask you, have you ever tried a protein shake before bed? If not, is this something you'd be open to? Leave a comment below. Because sometimes, the most powerful decision you'll make is the one you make right before you sleep. The final word. Stronger nights. Stronger life. Let's stop pretending that getting older means giving up, because it doesn't. Not on your strength, not on your balance, not on your ability to live with dignity, without fear, without pain. If there's one thing I want you to remember from this entire video, it's this: you do not have to lose your muscle just because you're aging. That's a lie society tells people after 60, and I'm here to tear it down. Muscle loss is not destiny. It's a warning, a red flag, a call for action. And tonight, not next month, not next year. Tonight is when the healing starts. You've now learned 8 simple strategies, rooted in clinical research and real-life patient success, that can change the way your body ages. These strategies don't require a gym, a personal trainer, or expensive supplements. They just require intention, consistency, and a little care before bedtime. That's it. Think about what your next 10 years could look like if you woke up with energy instead of aches. If you felt stronger standing up, not weaker. If you felt in control of your body, not afraid of what it might do next. That's not a fantasy. That's the outcome of real nutrition, at the right time, every night. Now, let me ask you, which of the 8 tips do you plan to try? First bone broth cottage cheese, a protein shake, or are you going to ditch those sugary bedtime snacks and fight back? Tell me in the comments. I read everyone. Your story matters not just to me, but to others walking the same path. And if you know someone over 60 who's starting to feel weaker, more tired, or more afraid of falling, share this video with them. Let's spread this message before more people lose the strength they still have time to protect. And if this video gave you clarity, peace of mind, or a plan to hold on to your strength, then don't let it stop here. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, because I'm here every week giving you the truth, the tools, and the encouragement you need to stay strong, stay healthy, and stay independent. Growing older doesn't mean growing weaker. It can mean growing wiser, more aware, and more in control than ever before. So, tonight don't just sleep with purpose. Eat with intention, heal with knowledge. And I'll see you in the next video.